Alrighty, everybody, what is going on? Today we're back, and today it is time to continue week numero 15 of the NFL season. So here we go. Again, here we go. So week 15, it is going on right now. If you didn't see my video yesterday, I talked about the weird scheduling. So yesterday I uploaded a video about the Saturday and Sunday games, and today is about the Monday games. So today's only going to be Raiders versus Browns and Vikings versus Bears. Only those games today. And then tomorrow, which is Monday, I'm going to film a video about the Tuesday games, which is Seahawks versus Rams and what is the other one? Seahawks versus Rams, as well as Washington versus Eagles. So those two games will be in a separate video, which will come out tomorrow. These ones are for today. So, before we get started with today's video, I do need to tell you, it is 1:16 p.m. Central Time right now as I'm filming this, which means that it's about halftime for the early set of games that are going on right now. Which means when I do the NFL playoff picture, it is not going to be completely up to date because this is filmed before any of Sunday games are over. But it's filmed after the Saturday game is over. So it's a little bit funky. So a lot of these playoff picture and seating could be changed by the end of the day. But I'm not going to wait until tonight to do these. So I'm just going to do them right now. Here we go, everybody. It is time. Here we go. We're going to look up each team's schedule here, see who they played last week, because I don't have my sheet with me. So let's get this done, everybody. Here we go. Time for the Monday games. Kicking it off right there, you see it up. It is the Raiders, and they are taking on the Browns. This game will be played tomorrow at 4 o'clock Central Time on NFL Network. This game was supposed to be yesterday, which is Saturday. It was supposed to be yesterday at 3:30, but then COVID with the Browns caused postponement, and the game is now set for Monday at 4 o'clock. So here we go. To kick it off, we have the Raiders and the Browns. The Las Vegas Raiders, let me pull up their schedule so I can see who they played last week. If you want an update, here we go. It is basically halftime in all these games. In the early set of games right now, for Viking fans, listen up here. Thank you. Listen up. For Viking fans, the Cowboys are beating the Giants 12-3. That is a good thing. The Texans are beating the Jaguars 17-10, which I predicted would happen, actually. As a Viking fan, that game does not matter. Titans versus Steelers. The Titans are up 13-10 right now, but if I'm reading this right, they're in the red zone right now. The Titans are again, so. Doesn't say where they have the ball, so. Oh, everything is loading up right now. The Titans have the ball. It's loading. Oh, field goal, it looks like. Titans kicked a field goal. The score is 13-3. Titans will lead the Steelers. I predicted that one correct. I predicted the Cowboys would win, so I'm 1 for 1 so far. I predicted the Texans would win, so if it ended right now, I'd be 2 for 2. I predicted the Titans would win, so that's 3 for 3. The Jets are currently beating the Dolphins 17-10. I was actually wrong in that pick. No way. The Lions are currently beating the Cardinals 10-0. I mean, it is not even halftime yet, but still, the fact that the Lions are actually winning is unbelievable. The game began, field goal Lions, punt, then Lions touchdown, and then punt, turnover on downs for the Cardinals, and the Lions currently have the ball on their own 3, so. And then last but not least, the Bills are taking on the Panthers. For your score update, the Bills are currently up 14-6. A touchdown just happened, though, so it looks like they have not kicked the extra point. So, yeah, they just had a touchdown right now. Cam Newton, rushing touchdown, 4 yards. So, yep, I'll give you some more updates if any more scores happen in the games. Otherwise, let's continue on. The Las Vegas Raiders, everybody, are coming off of a loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. They lost by a final score of 48-9 last week. The Cleveland Browns, let's take a look at them. The Cleveland Browns are coming off of a they won against the Baltimore Ravens 24-22. They barely squeaked out a win. It was a good game. And now let's head to the next section. On to the reports. Here we go. This is a big report that I have written up, everybody. The Raiders will be without tight end Darren Waller for yet another week. He has been out for quite a while now. With an injury, Darren Waller is out for this game. Linebacker Denzel Perryman is also out for this one, as is cornerback Trayvon Mullen. He has been hurt recently. I've seen this is not the first time he's been hurt. Questionable in this game is defensive end Carl Nassib. He was out last week and maybe the week before as well. As for the Cleveland Browns, I have a long list, so buckle up, kids. On the COVID list, head coach Kevin Stefanski, quarterback Baker Mayfield, quarterback Case Keenum, running back Kareem Hunt, wide receiver Jarvis Landry, left tackle Jedrick Wills, left tackle James Hudson, right guard Wyatt Teller, tight end Austin Hooper, defensive tackle Malik McDowell, defensive end Jadeveon Clowney, defensive end Ifeadi Odenigbo, former Viking, safety Ronnie Harrison, safety John Johnson, safety Grant Delpit. That is only their first and second string players that are on the COVID list. As well as on the injury report, out in this game is cornerback Greg Newsome. He is listed with a concussion. Also questionable in this game is wide receiver Anthony Schwartz. He has been hurt for the past few weeks, as is defensive tackle Malik Jackson, also listed as questionable. Whoa, that is a lot of players that could be out for this game. The Raiders started really good, but they've undergone a lot of problems this year, beginning with Ruggs, Arnett, and now then they had the Gruden situation going on. And yeah, it has just not been a good year for them. But so far, Rick Bisaccia, what's his name? Rick or Rich? It is 14-8 now, by the way. Bills are now leading the Panthers 14-8. I'm going to figure out the Raiders head coach just because I need to know. Rich Bisaccia. I didn't know if it was Rick or Rich. So, now I've confirmed it's Rich Bisaccia. He's actually been doing decent. This team went from up here at the beginning of the year, and then they absolutely went on a plane crash, and then the John Gruden situation underwent, and then it seemed like this team is going to be awful, and now they're actually not bad. As for the Browns, they have had some good games, and there have been some bad games. Sorry. They've had some big wins over the year, but they've also had some big losses. Everyone saw them as a Super Bowl team coming into the year. I'll be honest, I was on the Browns bandwagon. I saw it, but looks like that is not quite happening. They have a lot of players out this week. Some of these players could return, maybe. I'm going to look up what Browns players can return versus Raiders, so we can see what players are confirmed out. So yeah, it doesn't say everyone who's expected to be back. So it's possible, it says here, Baker Mayfield, Kevin Stefanski, and some other players could be back, it looks like. So there's a possibility that some players could be back. Tack McKinley was on the COVID list earlier this week, but he was taken off before I made this report. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game. The Raiders They've been an up and down team. The Browns have been an up and down team. They've got a lot of players hurt. Either way, even with all the players hurt, if Stefanski is back and if Baker is back, Baker probably won't be back because by the comments he made, I'm assuming he's unvaccinated, which means Baker probably won't be back for the game. But I don't know. Either way, I do just have a feeling, even with all the players out, I still do have a feeling leading toward the Browns. This could be a big Nick Chubb game, with Kareem Hunt also out for this game on the COVID list. This could be a big one for Kareem Hunt. I don't know about this one. I'm going to go with the Browns. Why? Honestly, I don't know. I'm just feeling it. I don't feel like going with the Raiders. They've undergone so much adversity this year. They have proven it. But I do like the Browns at home. I like the Browns at home on a Monday evening. I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns to take the win over the Las Vegas Raiders tomorrow. Moving on now to the final game of the doubleheader. It is my team, the Minnesota Vikings, going up against the Chicago Bears. That is my team, everybody. You already know that is the Minnesota Fighting Vikings, and that is my team. Yes, I know, I'll get it out of the way, but I'm sure you don't care that much. But yep, I know the Bears are not having that helmet on Monday night, but I don't have their alternate helmet in a mini form because that would probably cost a lot of money for me to go out and find someone that customizes them. Yes, you heard that right. The Bears are wearing their throwback uniforms tomorrow night, which is their throwback white tops along with their navy pants, and then that means they'll have their navy helmets, which is the same base color as this one, but it's got like the orange, like the deep orange to red kind of. Is it red or orange? I don't know. I'm colorblind. Like the deep red or orange color with like the stripes. I don't even know how to describe it, but you've probably seen it before. So they're wearing those jerseys. The Minnesota Vikings, everybody, are wearing purple tops and white pants this week in Chicago. These two teams wore this exact same combo actually in 2018 when they faced off. The Bears wore their throwbacks and the Vikings wore purple on the road. So if you are curious, look up the 2018 game if you want to see the jerseys. Here we go, everybody. This game is taking place tomorrow night at 7:15 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. I will be watching the game. Quick check. Are there any score updates that are going on right now in the NFL? Some games I'm sure are at halftime right now. The Cowboys are up now 15-3. Texans are now up 20-10. The Lions are now up 17-0. Yeah, that's it. So, it says Wyatt Teller is returning from COVID list. Did I have that listed, guys? No, I did not. Browns right guard Wyatt Teller is no longer on the COVID list, even though I listed him off here because I didn't see that. But that is still the Browns game. We're on to the Vikings game, everybody. Big piece of news. The Minnesota Vikings waived corner Bashaud Breeland yesterday. You know I've had displeasure with him the whole year, but from what I've seen, they did not release him because he's bad, even though we all kind of know he is. They waived him because yesterday at practice he got into a verbal altercation with coaches and players, and that was enough for the team to release him, even though corner is still a position of need. Bashaud Breeland had an awful start to the year, and then he actually became kind of decent throughout the year. He got better throughout the year, but they still found enough to release him, so no more Breezy on the team anymore. That means that Chris Boyd and Cam Dantzler, I would think, are going to step into that role and become starters. The Minnesota Vikings also claimed a running back, Wayne Gallman, off of waivers from the Falcons this week. Running back Alexander Madison for the Vikings, their backup running back. He is out for this game. He is on the COVID list, which we'll talk about in just a minute. For the Minnesota Vikings, on the COVID list, we have running back Alexander Madison. He is out for this game. Wide receiver Dede Westbrook is also on the COVID list and out for this game. Questionable is wide receiver Adam Thielen. He suffered a high ankle sprain on his left ankle, I believe, in Week 13 against the Lions. He was out against the Steelers last week, but he could possibly be returning for this game. Personal opinion to me, I think we should just sit him. I like Adam Thielen, and his presence is awesome, but if he's hurt and not at above 80%, I don't want to risk him out there, and I think KJ Osborne should do just fine as the starter. Even if Adam Thielen's not there, they can still spread the ball around. Throw it to KJ, throw it to JJ, throw it to Conklin. Use the running backs, use Kene Nwangu, use Dalvin Cook more too. Really anything, even if, because we don't want to send Adam Thielen out there if he's at severe risk of getting hurt again. And that's almost where I feel like he is right now. So I think they should just sit him this week and have him play against the Rams again next week. I think we should just wait one more game. So that's my personal thought, is let Adam Thielen rest up for one more week. And I don't want to play him, but we'll see what other people think about it. So that is the Vikings injury report. Moving on to the Bears, beginning with the COVID list. All three coordinators are on the COVID list. Offensive coordinator Bill Lazor, defensive coordinator Sean Desai, and special teams coordinator Chris Tabor are all on the COVID list. Also on the COVID list is backup quarterback Andy Dalton, wide receiver Allen Robinson. From what I've seen, it looks like Allen Robinson will be out for this game. He was their number one pass catcher, but now they like to use Darnell Mooney a lot more and Jakeem Grant recently. Also on the COVID list is right tackle Larry Borum, defensive end Mario Edwards, corner Artie Burns, safety Eddie Jackson. Also out for this game due to injury, left tackle Jason Peters, corner Xavier Crawford, and that's it for that. Doubtful wide receiver Marquise Goodwin, as well as defensive tackle Kyrus Tonga. Questionable in this game is defensive tackle Akeem Hicks and linebacker Roquan Smith. That is important to notice that Akeem Hicks and Roquan Smith are both on there. If I read the injury report right yesterday, both of those players began with Thursday. They were limited. Friday they were both limited. And then Saturday they had full practice. So usually if a player has full practice on Friday, or whatever the last day of the report is, which for this is Saturday, but normally it's Friday, usually that means they should be out there and playing. But because they're listed as questionable, that indicates to me that it's possible that Akeem Hicks and Roquan Smith could be on a snap count. They could possibly be not full go out there, but still play in some capacity is the way I would read that. So that is the list for these two teams. Minnesota Vikings are coming off of a win on Thursday night against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The team started the game up 23-0 at halftime, then they were up 29-0 late in the third quarter. And just like that, the score was 29-21. The Vikings almost let the Steelers back into the game, but the Vikings were able to pull ahead with a 36-28 victory. The Chicago Bears are coming off of a loss on Sunday night to the Green Bay Packers. The Bears started the game in the lead. They were winning at halftime, but the Packers proved too much, and not too much surprise, the Packers were able to pull out the win. The Minnesota Vikings, right? Oh! Guys, I just realized something. I didn't even do the NFL playoff picture for the other game. So we're going to do that right now. The NFL playoff picture, beginning with the Raiders versus Browns. I'm sorry I did not mention this, but my picks are not going to change. The Las Vegas Raiders is what I meant to say. The Raiders are 12th in the AFC. They have a record of 6-7. They are part of the whole jumble of teams in the wild card picture. As for the Cleveland Browns, they are currently 8th in the AFC with a record of 7-6. This game is kind of the Raiders-Browns game is a must-win game for both teams, I would say. Looking at the playoff picture, both of those teams, it would be a must-win for them, I would think. For the Vikings and Bears, the Minnesota Vikings are 8th in the NFC. They are holding on to a record of 6-7. Keep in mind that in order to keep NFC North standings alive, the Vikings would need to win this game, but it's possible that could be over. The Green Bay Packers can clinch the NFC North with a win against the Raiders this afternoon. So if they beat the Raiders this afternoon, then the division will already be on lock by the time this game comes up. But if the Raiders win, then that would mean it's all in the Vikings' hands to win in Chicago tomorrow. The Chicago Bears, everybody, are currently 15th in the NFC. They have a record of 4-9. They are technically still in the playoff picture, but not really. From what I read this week, if the Bears lose to Minnesota tomorrow night, the Bears are officially eliminated from playoff contention. For the Minnesota Vikings, this is a must-win game. We need to win this one to stay in the NFC picture. Dalvin Cook had an amazing game. I think they should begin by running the ball with him. If they start bottling up Cook, well, they can't shy away from the run game too much. I think Kene Nwangwu could be worked into this offense a lot too. This could be a big tight end game. I think Tyler Conklin should get the work in there, especially if Adam Thielen does not play. Justin Jefferson had a pretty good game last year, and he's only 68 yards away from breaking the NFL record for receiving yards in 2 seasons. Currently in first is Odell Beckham. You see, I'm currently undergoing a problem, and it is that anytime I pick the Vikings to win, they don't win. So I don't know what to do in this situation. I think the Vikings are the better team, and I think they should be able to win. But remember, this is Chicago, and the Vikings struggle there every year, except for last year. Kirk Cousins put on arguably his best game as a Minnesota Viking last year in Chicago. So I hate to pick the Vikings, but the Bears have so many players out. I'm sorry, Vikings fans. Eventually, the curse will be broken, and hopefully it is this week. I'm going to pick the Minnesota Vikings to win this game. I'm sorry if you're upset hearing that I just picked our team to win, because every time I pick them, they don't. But you know what? The curse can only go on for so long. I'm trusting that this is going to be the week it finally breaks. I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings to beat the Chicago Bears. With all of the COVID and injuries going on the Bears side of the field, they have a lot of key players out for this game. I think the Minnesota Vikings overall are the better team, and I think they should be able to take this game. They know what's at stake, and they know they need to win this game to stay in the playoffs. So let's go with the Minnesota Vikings. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like on this video and share it with your friends if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, peace. Have a good night. Remember, stay tuned. Tomorrow, I will make a video for Seahawks versus Rams, and then in the same video, I'll talk about Eagles versus Washington. That'll be a video tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like and share with your friends if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace. Have a good night. Peace out, SKOL Vikings.